Alright, so the OI has been a pretty big struggle for me. As you guys know, I'm sorry, battle in progress. And, you know, it's... now, Black Chicken loves this tank. He's like, it's the best tank. One fun thing about it is look how freaking huge it is compared to the, let's say, KV2, which looks like a little medium tank compared size-wise. But the biggest issue that I have with this tank is that, well, couple issues. One, as I predicted in my preview of these on the server, when you're on the test server messing around with your friends, tank seems like it's going to be a great thing. However, because of its ginormous size, this tank is completely and totally a freaking artillery magnet like you would not believe. I have had at least 4 games in the maybe 15 or 20 that I've played in the tank where I've been one-shotted by artillery. And it happens fast. Like, even if you're moving, it's just such a huge tank that they're bound to hit some part of you when they fire at you. It's probably one of those rare tanks that actually probably fills up the entire reticle for the artillery. So if they hit within that reticle, you are getting hit. And that kind of sucks. And so that's one thing that I have against this tank. It really, really is soft. And the artillery knows it. And like I said, almost every battle I'm an artillery magnet. The second thing that I find, and you'll see that in the next battle, here I am playing by myself, okay? Every time I platoon up with Black Chicken, we get all tier 7 battles. No matter what I do, every single battle is a tier 7 battle when I play with Black Chicken. It's very rare that we get anything lower than that. I think I've played maybe 1 or 2 tier 5 battles with him, and maybe like 2 or 3 tier 6 battles. But the majority of the games that we've played together, and most of the games that I have in this tank are with Black Chicken, we're always on tier 7. And this tank, you know, at that point you have to stay away from your opponents. Well, the gun is not very accurate, so it makes it difficult to hit anything because your accuracy kind of sucks. So anyway, I don't know if you noticed the difference, but I did get a new video card. I have everything maxed out except for shadows, and I probably could even max those out, but I don't. The shadows aren't that big of a showpiece. But anyway, I got an R380 with 4 gigabytes of video RAM, and it's an overclocked model. Now the downside is it does get hot. It's way hotter than I'm used to. Okay, so the third problem I have with this tank is the inaccuracy of the gun. It is really hard to hit anything from a distance, but because you have no armor, you kind of got to keep your distance. Penetration's kind of low, but for a tier 5, it's average for a tier 5 heavy tank. It actually has higher penetration than the other tier 5 heavies. Slower rate of fire, but definitely higher damage. I mean, you do a lot of damage when you get a hit. That's if you get a hit. Sadly, if a tank is angled at all, even the TOG, he's going to bounce your shots. So, but that's true of any tier 5 heavy tank. So I've switched over here to HE, as you can see there, and got a nice 206 damage hit. So now this Lux is getting in the way. I'm hoping to God that wasn't me that just hit the Lux. I don't think it was, because the TOG killed him. But anyway, you can see the gun it's fairly lackluster at a distance. Of course, HE does not lose penetration over distance. So, you know, I could do shots here, but I'm realizing that our back end has completely fallen apart here, and I'm moving into position to cover our rear. And this KV2, I was thinking, man, don't move up there, but he did, and of course he gets slaughtered right away. It's so funny to me that, like, I bought the video card for my YouTube channel, and the funny thing is, it makes a little bit of difference in this game. I will say the effects look a lot nicer, but overall the game kind of just looks the same. Even with everything maxed out in the high definition model, it still kind of looks just like the standard definition model. I don't know. I don't see a huge difference aside from some of the effects, like the fire and stuff, and the smoke. That was a good girl. And so I'm, I don't know. But the funny thing was, all the games that I play that I don't put on YouTube, like Elite Dangerous, Grand Theft Auto 5, the Wreckfest, yeah. None of those games. Watch this. I got a nice hit on this dude. Watch this. Oh, he catches on fire. Full damage hit. So anyway, you know, those games, Wreckfest, Grand Theft Auto 5, they all really, benefited. There's a huge difference in Wreckfest. I was able to turn a lot of the settings up in the game, and I'm able to run it like at 60 frames a second with everything maxed out. Before, I could barely even turn anything on. The game hardly ran at all. Grand Theft Auto 5, huge difference. The game looks amazing now. It was terrible looking when I first got it. So this video card is awesome. I thought the high definition version of World of Tanks was going to be amazing looking. And like I said, it does look better than it did. You got grass, and there's details in this game that weren't there before. The shadows look nice. Everything looks good. Anti-aliasing is nice, but at the same time, it didn't make that much of a difference. However, now on the replay, I'm only getting 30 frames a second, but for whatever reason, when I'm playing live, I seem to be averaging 60 to 80 frames a second, which is nice. So that makes a big difference. Yeah, doesn't look the same to you, Seth? Yeah, that's what I said. Everything's maxed out. Oh well. So here we go. So now we've moved into defense. They only have tank destroyers left, and we have a pretty good force of tanks left. So this game has gone our way. Thankfully, most of the team was competent. However, we did lose everybody over on the other side of the map, and our Churchill GC just bought the farm. So now we're still ahead by one. But the team makeup we have is a lot stronger than their team makeup. So, they've got lower tier tank destroyers. They're all good, but they're going to have, now that we're in cap, they're going to have to approach us. Now, approaching heavies that are on a cap that's in a tank destroyer, that is a dangerous proposition. And Mick pointed out, I yelled at her. Now, somebody did, though. Somebody got aggressive here and came in the cap. Mick pointed out in my last video, I was picking on the Martyr 38T for not approaching a base cap. He was all by himself. Mick is right. He did the right thing. Oh, look at this guy, but he didn't shoot at me. He shoots at the artillery. Big mistake. And he didn't even kill the artillery. I don't think. Did he? Nope, still alive. So I know we need to find this Stug, and ouch, he hits me hard. And I'm lit up now, but I'm going to try to get this Stug. I can't get him because of the building, so I'm going to have to back out. Here comes a Matilda to defend him. Hopefully this Tog will be able to get that Stug. And he does. And the Matilda, whiffed it right over his freaking top. So I'm backing out because I don't want to get shot up. And I know I'm going to need it. Oh, look at that. Nice hits. M81. Those M81s, man, the last couple battles I've been seeing some guys playing those M8A1s, and they've just been tearing things up. It is a good little... It kind of reminds me of the Martyr 38T or the Kehoe. I may have to get one of those because they look like they're fun. Though, with Tier 4 and its map restrictions, that probably could get old pretty quick. Now that they've kind of capped the amount of maps that you see on those lower tiers, it's not as much fun to play down there as it used to be. Even Tier 5, it's kind of disappointing. I wish they would have maybe done it up to Tier 3 or Tier 4, but then let Tier 5 get all the maps. But they've decided to cap Tier 5 to 6 and 7. Yeah, you thought you were going to shoot me, but no way. So we played it safe. I still have a vast majority of my health, and all we got left is the Hellcat. And I'm thinking right now, should we go out and get that guy? But I feel like, you know what, we might as well just stay put. By the time I find him, it's going to be over anyway. I'd rather just get the cap points. But the T-67 will not be satisfied, so he goes after him. There he goes. Speed up time a little bit. I don't know how the Hellcat does this. Somebody tell me. Yeah, somehow he killed himself. I mean, he must have HE'd against like a tank or something that was dead out there. Anyway, good game. All right, so not a bad score. $36,000 home. Now I am premium. 27. My brain. Oh my gosh. 2,724 experience. I think that's doubled. That's the first victory of the day. Yeah, 2x plus my premium bonus. So really it was 1,800 without premium, but still doubled. So 6. What would that be? 900 experience, right? It'll tell us in here. Go by experience. Yeah, 908 experience, which is great. 1,600 damage dealt out, 2 kills. Yeah, you know what? I struggle with this tank. I definitely do. If you've been watching my past couple videos where I'm playing this and I'm trying to grind it out, oh my gosh. But anyway, these are battles that I played last night with myself and with Black Chicken, and we had a couple good battles. We did have a lot of bad battles too, though. I gotta say, maybe out of the last night, out of the 5 or 6 battles I played in this tank, 2 of them were arty kills. Like one of them I got picked apart by an FE304, and the other one I got one-shotted by an SU8. So it's just, this tank is extremely susceptible to artillery. Let's go ahead and look at the second battle. The next one's not as exciting, but it's still a good battle. But anyway. Yeah, I'm happy with that. With an almost 5,000 Unicum score, I'm happy. Next, here is the typical tiering that I've been getting when I play with Black Chicken. And here is Black Chicken and I, and he's in his Wolverine, which he does extremely well in. And I am in my OI, which I do extremely poorly in general. Like I said, though, last night I made some big steps with this tank. Now, I don't have the top motor yet. That probably will help a little bit in arty avoidance, but still, it doesn't make the tank that much faster. So I'm starting to head to the city, and I'm realizing everybody went to the city. Nobody went the other way. So I'm thinking, well, at least I can help these guys maybe. And really, I think I made the right decision here, and you'll see why. But this is just not... I don't know. This tank is hard to play. It really is. I was hoping it was going to be more fun, but it's... But like anything, you know, I mean, you always look at something from the outside and go, oh, that looks awesome. However, I did notice pretty early on when these came out in the game and I didn't have one, and I was grinding the Type 91, and I was grinding the Type 95, I noticed that these tanks would show up on the battlefield and they would get just clobbered very quickly. So you'd see them appear, and then every artillery on the board would be firing at them, and they would die. And that's exactly what's happening to me now that I have this tank. So you really have to play it carefully and try to be arty safe, and it's hard. It's definitely no walk in the park. Now, we have a pretty decent artillery crew. As you can see, we're already down by 2 tanks. But look at that. That's 51 just... But we lose, I think we just lost, oh no, we lost our M6 to an FE304. Their artillery's doing okay too. That was that's what I call a smackdown there. So I'm going to change positions here. I'm pretty sure I've been spotted. There's the M4. I'm going to try to bonk him on the head. And who knows where that bullet went. Once again, the issue with the gun. But our artillery gets another huge hit. That's just an enormous hit on the M4. Their artillery is firing at me, of course. I'm a big, easy target. And even though this tank is fairly mobile for the size of it, you know, the heavy tank, it is, you know, it's a huge arty magnet. Now, I will say in the enemy team's favor, this is one of those battles where the matchmaker, I believe, it kind of failed them. They have a lot of... Well, no, I guess not. They have 1 heavy, and we have 2. But we have 2 really hard heavies. We've got a KV-3 and a T-29, and he's running an IS-2. The IS-2 is a great tank, but, you know, it's going to have a hard time penetrating. If we have good players in either of those other tanks, that IS-2 is going to have some issues penetrating either of them. So I feel like the axe fell in our favor, or whatever. The pendulum shifted to our favor pretty early on, thanks to MM. Black Chicken just took out an E25 in his Wolverine. Wolverine is a deadly tank for sure. And our S51 just killed their OI. Oh man, they got a second. They have an OI experimental though on their side still. There he is. And just like I got owned the other night, this time the ownage will belong to me. Yes, that's right. I tracked him. Huge nothing. But he still pulls. You know, the interesting thing about this guy is I must have broken his track. Yeah, I thought I just, you know, actually just hit the track and didn't do any damage. Trying to get a shot on our prow here. And it bounces off the side of his turret. Typical for this gun. That 128 penetration should be enough to get through, but apparently it's not. Oh, that got through. Yeah, you can see how slow that bullet moves. That's and the artillery is right there waiting for me. As soon as I appeared, he's firing on my position. However, their artillery is not as good as ours. We did we have 3 kills for our artillery. Oh, and goodbye. OI ownage. What, 700 health, Seth? All full health, yes. Awful health? So I'm going to try to pump some shots in the side of these guys if I can. And nope. Whiff. Well, pick on the Chi-2. You know you're going to penetrate a Chi-2 because he's going to be super soft. There we go. A little bit of luck. They're pushing on Black Chicken. I'm trying to save him, but the Cromwell gets him. And I'm getting beeped at by one of our teammates telling us to go back to base. SU-51 says move. Like he thinks I'm not moving. Like, hello? See all the kills and damage I've done? No, apparently he doesn't, because he's playing his tank and I'm playing mine. But people always like to play other people's tanks. I am definitely guilty of that. So I come back at him saying, a little busy here. So I figured, but I'm still doing the honorable thing. I'm heading back towards the S-51. I'm going to protect them if that IS-2 decides to come towards our base. Yeah, so this is a funny tank. It is, like I said, it's a little bit difficult to succeed, and I'm showing you two what I would call great battles in this tank. They're definitely not great battles, but that's about as good as it gets when you get this tank. So, I am looking around to see what's going on here, hoping he doesn't go the other way. At the same time, he has 3 kills, so I'm kind of hoping he doesn't come this way, because I'll probably be the 4th. And that gun will wreak havoc on this tank. But there he is. He appears going to the base. E-25 is going to try to hold him off. KV-1S moves out. Those guys are definitely overmatched, though the E-25 could kill him. Somebody hit him. I think the artillery got him. And so, let's take a look at the result. All right, a less exciting Super Unicum game. Almost 1,000 experience, or WN8 lower, but still not bad. 1,100 damage dealt. 6 of 9 shots were hit. Still made a decent amount of money. And if you look at the team score, once again, I was the top scorer. I think, no, probably Black, yeah, of course, Black Chicken. Look at that, he did 1,600 damage. Black Chicken is always the top scorer, almost always, when I play with him. When I play by myself, I usually get top scorer, but Black Chicken rocks. So, anyway, not a bad game. And like I said, they happen. You just really have to work with this tank. It does not do anything by itself, for sure. It's been a tough tank to play. To be honest with you, I prefer, if I was to pick this or the KV-1, because of its size, I honestly would much rather be in the KV-1. It's a less of an arty target. It's got harder armor. It's a little bit easier tank to play than this one. Plus, the gun is a little bit amazingly more accurate, depending on the gun that you use. However, I like to run the KV-1 with the derp, so it's still not accurate. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help, and I will see you guys on the battlefield.